Welcome back to another OTB episode, guys. This is a takeover episode. We had to kick that very toxic Kamsi boy out of here and J boy. They've been in menace for the past couple of weeks. So yeah, my name is Somto and I'm hosting this takeover episode where we'll be talking about toxic feminism, guys. That's what we're going to be talking about today. So with me, I have two beautiful girls, like very lovely. I have the beautiful girls. They're going to introduce themselves any moment from now. So the girls, please, can you introduce yourself for us?
Hi, my name is Charis.
Hi, my name is Mercy Ademilade Ebonluwa.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Demilade is a returning guest. She was very troublesome the last time she was here.
You were not even here. I don't understand.
I watched the episode, thank you very much. But she was very troublesome the last time we was there. Kamsi and Jeffrey handled her, and I plan to do the same today. So let's get this episode rolling, guys.
I'm confused.
Before we start, do you guys have anything you would like to share? Like anything you want us to know about you? Are you feminists? Sorry, wrong question. Like, what do you do in your life? Are you feminist, though?
Yes, I'm a feminist.
I am as well.
Okay.
And you said, what do we do in our lives?
Yeah, what do you do?
Yeah.
I guess so.
I have a podcast. It's Charis and Demilade podcast. So, keep your eye on this space for something exciting.
Okay, that's cool. So before we start, I would like to preface and say, I've never had a productive discussion with a feminist before. Let's start.
Wow.
Okay.
That's just
Wrong
that,
way to start the
exactly.
podcast.
That
though.
was just.
You were saying.
But I know your energy now, so
It's not about my energy.
let's
I
start.
was just trying to start off with a fact.
Let's start.
So I want to just talk about what we said, toxic femininity. Toxic feminism.
It's all good. We know that most of you don't know how to speak English, but yes,
It's
It
fine.
is
Let's
toxic
proceed.
femininity.
Maybe it's actually your communication skills. Actually.
Toxic
That's-
femininity.
Maybe that's why,
maybe.
like,
That's
you
why
never had a productive conversation because you could not even
if you
communicate.
can't communicate, why?
Exactly.
How?
That
how's
really
Okay,
Make it make sense to me.
Okay.
Exactly.
One mic at a time, first of all, please.
Mm-hmm.
I see why Kamsi did it. Kamsi has outnumbered me now. This episode, they really planned against me. But I mean, you guys can ramble and quarrel at that end.
I mean, that's what you're good at. Why not?
It's gonna be a long episode, I guess. Because we've not even asked the first question and they're already biting off my head.
No, it's fine. When you get your word,
I mean,
you can
but
say it slowly so that you
I
get
guess this is
it.
how women are. So let's start.
At least we can communicate. But
Okay,
sorry.
well, my first question is toxic femininity, is it real? And if it is real, is it worse? No, is it worse? It is worse than toxic masculinity, but from your point, is it worse than toxic masculinity?
I believe that it is a bit shallow for you to say that it's worse than toxic masculinity.
Good.
But let's proceed. I do think that it exists. Unfortunately, many feminists have been misinformed on what true feminism is, and for that reason, it does exist. For it being worse than toxic masculinity,
Yes.
it's kind of hard to grade that. I mean, I'm in no position to say which is worse than the other, but either ways, they're terrible.
So from what I got from you, yes, toxic masculinity is better. Let's move on to Demilade.
So I'm just gonna start. Like, human beings can be toxic. So
Yes.
if there's toxic masculinity, there's definitely toxic femininity. Like, we're humans, we have biases. So definitely, we can be toxic. People then use like the Also, I just want to like clarify. Toxic femininity and femininity and feminism.
And they say I cannot speak English. And they say I cannot speak English.
Toxic feminism and femininity are different things. I want to actually, create that dichotomy before I move forward. So toxic femininity is when you're actually using your feminine wiles, quote unquote, to portray toxic traits like be emotionally abusive or manipulative. And then toxic feminism is now the belief that feminism is like what feminism is anti-men, and that's definitely what feminism is. It's literally trying to push for the equality for the genders, regardless of where you come from, or just making sure that the gaps in between knowledge, pay, opportunities are filled.
Wow, that was very educational. I'm surprised. I'm surprised you could see something that's educational, inspirational. Like that was.
I'm a graduate. Please don't insult me. Thank
Oh, no,
you.
I wasn't insulting
Tell
you.
him, girl. Tell him.
Tell him. Yeah. Well, I
Thank
mean,
you.
so that was. I'm like, there's a bit of pressure here because there are two feminists, and like I said, it's very hard to agree with feminists in this modern day we live in. But yeah, I agree with what you said. Toxic femininity is actually different from toxic feminism. So let's talk about toxic femininity. That's, like you said, emotional abuse. So my first question is, why are women wicked?
Human beings are wicked.
No, no.
So you'd expect.
No,
like,
stop it. Have you seen the wickedness that women do?
I'm a woman, so I definitely know. But
Exactly.
men can be wicked too. Like,
Sorry. Men are wicked.
Oh, it's true. Actually, you're right. Men are wicked. Yes.
Thank you.
So I don't want to. All this comparison compares me. I don't like it, but I don't like it when we now don't acknowledge it too, because the things we've seen unfold, the things that women do
Okay,
to
give
men.
us scenarios. So something we can work
Buttress
with.
your
So,
point.
Exactly.
Okay, I should buttress my points.
Yes,
Okay,
please.
I don't like giving examples. I feel like examples are always so vague and this. But let's just say, now you're a woman, you have.
I'm sorry, we are women.
Oh, God. That's why I said you are a woman. I literally
He said, for example, you are a woman.
I
It
said,
means
for
that we
example,
are
now.
a different
Ah,
gender.
yeah,
We are women already.
I understand that. See,
Communicate.
I understand
please.
English is a problem, but let me move forward a bit. Like I said, now you are a woman. That's what I said. English, come on.
You said,
So-
for example,
Hey,
you
God.
are a woman.
Yeah, let's leave that one.
Yeah,
Let's
okay.
leave that one. Let's
Thank
leave
you,
that one.
thank
Because
you.
if you argue with a feminist now, it's not end. So you're a woman, and like you have a man, and you know this. I don't want to use the word. You know this man likes you, and let's say you have his child. You now, women in this day and age, especially no, God forbid, I will not go that route. Women in this day and age tend to use men's offsprings and children against them as emotional liabilities that they can use to hold.
Can you
manhood
say
to
some women, not women?
a good number? It is done a good number.
That's
of times.
generalizing, and I'm sure you're
Exactly.
educated for that.
Oh my God.
So and one thing I would like to point out is this: you actually need to also specify what you mean by using kids as emotional blackmail. If it some men have put this like, oh, this woman, she's using my kids to threaten me when they're actually not taking care of the kids. So she's not like, okay, oh, like your kid needs it and like you need to pay for it. It's, like, it's not emotional blackmail. We just need you to step up like to the place because it took two to tango to get that child. So obviously put your hand in. If you mean that, okay, I know some people do this where they want to see their child, but because something's rocking the relationship, like no, you can't see your child because something's rocking, then that is problematic. That in and of itself is problematic. I cannot tell why they do it. It's probably from emotional immaturity, and that can come both ways. During divorce, men too threaten to take their kids away from their wife because things are going bad. So it's a thing that can happen like either way.
But if a man wants to take care of his child, shouldn't he be allowed to take care of his
If
child?
a woman wants to do same, why can't she?
Like I'm just saying, in divorce, it means that like I'm taking full custody. Like the woman doesn't have access to her kids again. So men to use that as a weapon. The only issue is that when it's a single parent, it's mostly with the woman. But men to do it when
Well, how often do you see a man actually win custody? Because the system is favored to. The system is built to favor women.
No, I disagree.
Exactly.
It's
Like
not a matter of disagree. It's a matter of yes, facts or no facts.
it's also
is
a
the
matter.
system built? Is the court system built? It's built to
Isn't
favor
society
women.
built that women will raise the children?
Exactly.
Come on, man.
And
You guys
also-
chose that life.
No. Excuse you?
And also,
Excuse
you
you?
need to now also point out that, okay, in certain scenarios here, what happens is this. If the man says, like, this woman, for instance, the man was like a stay-at-home mom or she lost her job in the process of the divorce, men now use that against her, say, like, oh, she can't take care of her child, and they actually win. So don't say that, like, oh, women don't win or men, we might win more than men, but the thing is, at the end of the day, they will still see their children. Like, but when it comes to men, oh my God, have you seen divorce proceedings where men become vicious? They don't
Immature
care.
creatures.
They don't care.
Okay.
My
To be
God,
honest,
they don't care.
I'll be very honest. I don't understand what you're saying. Well, let's move on.
Yeah, we understand. I mean, you have issues
I was trying to
communicating,
understand.
so why
but
not?
No,
I cannot.
it's fine.
I just can't. I can't fathom the.
Yeah,
like-
yeah. Let's
But
just move on.
I see where you're coming from, though. No way. But let's move on. So let's just move on to this whole protecting women issue. Like, how they say men are violent, but when a man is violent to protect a woman, is seen as, oh, now this man is no longer violent, he's protecting a woman. And I'm just going to, I don't know if God allowed this incident happen just so that we can talk about it. But for this Will Smith Chris Rock incident, Jesus Christ, Will Smith has disappointed me. I feel like he has disappointed a whole lot of people. And my biggest issue with the incident is people not acknowledging that Will Smith is in the wrong. Some people are going to social media, Twitter, saying, if a nigga disrespect my wife like that, I'm a smack him too. I'm gonna do this too. When first of all, let's not talk about how bad Jada has disrespected Will Smith over the couple of years. We're not going to talk about that. That's what we're going to talk about. We're not going to talk about how Will Smith initially laughed at the joke before he decided to turn up and go and exactly, thank you, turn and go and slap Chris Rock. What we're going to talk about is how people are going to social media saying, I see nothing wrong. He stood up for a strong black woman. And mind you, Jada has actually come out and she did an interview and said she's now at a place where she laughs about her condition. She's comfortable enough now. So I want you to understand, as you said, you are women. I want to understand, since you are a woman, like, can you help me understand the line of thinking why anybody would find that joke offensive? Okay, I understand why they find the joke offensive, actually. Why anybody would want to act on the joke?
Okay, so first of all, I would like to say that feminism does not permit violence. So that violent act by Will Smith is not encouraged. It is highly prohibited, basically. It's an assault. That's terrible. It's a very terrible thing to do. Although I get like his point of view of protecting his woman.
But was she in danger?
I believe that there are different ways to stand up for your woman or be there or be the protector or have that front to say, oh no, don't say this about my woman, right? First off, I had earlier shared this with my friend. Chris Rock might have been insensitive making that joke.
Oh,
Even if,
listen,
listen to me. This is because Jada had earlier shared how she suffered from alopecia and it was an issue for her, something she was struggling with. Even though she had come to terms with laughing with it, people still have different ways of dealing with things. He might have not said it to hurt her. It might have been harmless on his end, but then we must understand as human beings that everybody interprets things differently. And for her, it might have been insensitive, right? Do I think that Will Smith should have walked up to him to smack him? Definitely no. That's terrible. I did say there are different ways to protect your woman or stand up for her. And if he had said keep my wife's name out of your mouth, as he did when he had sat back, that would have done the job already, as opposed to smacking her. So feminism does not promote or propagate violence. Say, oh, my man should stand up for me and hit somebody else. That's not what it is.
Okay. So guys, we can agree now that it's actually possible for sense to be made. Let's move on.
I just want to say one thing. In terms of, I honestly don't condone violence. Like, it's wrong. Assault against anybody is wrong. It shouldn't be done at all. However, when you did speak about protecting, like, oh, does she need protection? As a family member or something, like, just speak on that. Not saying that the violence, like, it was wrong, but then standing up for your wife doesn't necessarily mean that she's in danger. You can protect your family against disrespect, which was what Chris Rock did.
That was not disrespectful.
It was disrespectful.
That's how it was.
A comedian cracking a joke is not disrespectful. Comedians take shots at everybody. Everybody is fair. Chris Rock has. I said Chris Rock. Will Smith has made insensitive jokes, but nobody has ever walked up to him and slapped him.
The thing is that different people interpret it different ways. That's what you must understand.
Exactly.
But from his end, is harmless.
So basically, we're agreeing that he's a hypocrite.
Yeah.
No, wait, listen. Who is a hypocrite?
Will Smith.
He might be.
He might be 100%.
a hypocrite.
Why not?
But the thing was, like, he found what Chris Rock said.
Disrespectful.
He didn't, because he laughed.
Let me land.
So see, the thing is, the issue is his wife found it disrespectful,
So-
and he felt a need to defend her name.
Exactly. I mean,
See,
like, he needs to
when
be
you're
checked.
with someone,
Maybe-
a partnership, you defend them regardless, and that's what he
Yeah.
did.
Was she
I'm not
defending him
saying-
when she was sleeping around with
Oh
different
no,
men?
that's the thing. That's
No,
the thing. That's the thing.
that's
It doesn't
entirely
matter.
different. Talking about this particular
doesn't matter.
instance.
Well, how
Chris
can-
Rock, like, if let me tell you something. Like, so imagine you've made friends with someone's babe before, but not directly to their faces, to somebody else's, like to your friends or something. And then one time you and your babe are walking, and one of your friends like disrespects your babe. You might not necessarily go and slap him, but later you go and check, like, guy, like what you said might, or maybe you even found it funny, but your babe now explains to you that you like what he said made me feel some type of way, or this and this and that. That being your friend or your guy, I don't expect to go and slap him, but actually going to check him and say, hey, bro, I don't appreciate you making this type of jokes.
I agree.
anymore.
I agree. But first of all,
You don't
I would
agree,
like.
but
I
it's
said I
fine.
agree. But first of all, if I was, I'm just me, and if I was Will Smith, me and Jada would have never even reached this point. After that last,
That's
2
why
years,
you know Will and Jada.
everything for don't break. Because how will you go on TV and tell me if Tupac was still alive? You would
Oh no,
probably
she
be
has
with that nigga.
disrespected him
she
in the
also
past.
she
has
And
gone
you now
to
come and
what
tell me-
about
extreme
Jada?
measures.
Jada too, she's problematic. We're just
No, we're
talking
not-
about
we're not
the
saying
scenario in
she's
which
not.
Will acted.
But
Yeah.
Okay,
But-
first, at least we can agree on something that's so men out there, please just listen. If you want to even just take one thing away from this podcast, please
But then,
Don't-
to
it's-
be honest,
it's-
Sha,
it's-
wait, let me just
it's-
say, to be honest, Sha, we can't really like speak on somebody else's marriage. But
and that's
100%.
I don't like that you can't.
Their thing.
I don't like that you can't because people choose when they don't want to speak on.
See, you can't meddle because you don't know what goes on behind the scenes.
So
We only
this-
see
yeah.
what
But-
they show
but
us.
now we
you
know.
No, you don't.
We know August
See, the thing
Alsina
is,
was going
you
on
never
behind
know
the
to
scenes.
you never know to the full extent.
But I get that at the point they said yes, the relationship is an open relationship. But and you know what, I feel like that's a lie. Will Smith
Wait,
was
but-
crying on television.
Obviously,
I've
it will
never
hurt
seen a
him.
black man cry like that before in my life. This guy was shedding tears, and I was about to use a very bad word. And Jada has come out and said, "Oh, they've laughed at memes like that together." And you're telling me I should still go out of my way.
No, maybe it's a way. Maybe it's a way they move forward.
Yeah, it's a
some people
coping
that
mechanism.
have you experienced unconditional love where I know a guy, one of your guys that keeps going back to the same babe, and like, oh, this babe has treated you like trash. Why you keep going back? So I'm just like, you never know what sort of relationship. You don't even know the I want to say Ashiri. Ashiri is Yoruba, but the secrets that Jada might even be covering for Will. You never know.
You never know what they do for each other.
Okay,
you never
so
put your
I
mind.
agree. So basically,
what we see is problematic.
so basically,
we
we've
don't know
agreed
what
that Jada is holding Will hostage. That's what we're agreeing. She's holding Will hostage. So Will, please.
we didn't say that.
Will,
Maybe
I know you're not listening to this, but Will,
If you do get a chance,
if
to
you do
hear
get a
us,
chance to hear us, you cannot love your captors.
by the way, I do love Will and Jada. In case I get to work with them or their kids in the future, I love you guys. Thank you.
I can't lie.
Don't
I
cancel me.
don't love
Thank
you no
you.
more, Will. You're a bitch ass nigga. Let's move on. Let's move on, man. Like, so that's actually that. So let's actually just talk about, now that we talk about femininity, how wicked girls and how girls are wicked. All the same.
can you say how everyone is wicked at least? Be fair to yourself.
No, I feel like girls are wicked because, okay, let's take an
Wow.
example of maybe, I don't know if, I don't even know if two of you do it. You probably do.
Wow, though.
I'm
Such
not. Let me
reduction
land now.
and-
Let me land.
Okay, go
Let
ahead,
me
go
land.
ahead.
But like, and like the way girls use their femininity to get advantages over men. Like, let's say, oh, a girl can go out on several dates with a guy, knowing fully well that they don't have one single intention. Let me land, Christ. I can already see your face. Knowing well that they don't have one single intention of moving things further. They will drain this guy for his pockets. They will drain this guy for everything he has. They will collect gifts from this guy, expensive gifts that they know. They know that this guy, some people will come and say, oh, communication. Why didn't the guy communicate? That's bullshit. Well, like you said, we all have common sense. So, like, they will collect expensive gifts from the guy. MacBooks, iPads, different things. They know they don't want to take this guy anywhere with them in their life. They cannot even carry this guy out in public and tell their friends. And yet they're doing all these things to these guys. But yet when the guy now just tells one small white lie and sleeps with the girl, the guy is a bastard. He's a very wicked person. He's heartless.
Wait,
Like,
so
make it make sense.
see what you just said as per when the guy does something bad, the girl says, oh, his men has come. When the girl too stole your money, she be you to say that this girl was wicked.
Thank
Both
you.
of you are doing the same thing.
But that's
now.
my problem. Is
Come
this? My problem
on.
is this: that one is socially acceptable. If a man goes on
I'm
Twitter,
sorry?
if a man goes on Twitter now and says all women are trash, they will drag him on Twitter and say this man is a useless man.
They've
but
dragged women to that same. Okay, let me. Sorry,
it
I'm
is
gonna
more
let you land.
acceptable to go on Twitter now and say men are scum. You see the girl saying, "Yes, queen, let's go, queen, yes, queen." You tell them, queen, and I'm like, make it make sense. Like if you can make it make sense to me today, I feel like that would be the greatest outtake from this.
Okay, to answer you, first of all, I think that's very toxic. It's a very toxic behavior to go on a date or multiple dates with a guy, knowing that you don't have any intention to be with him.
And it's always the broke. Let me not finish. Continue.
Wow.
Continue. Sorry,
A
I'm
lot
so
of
sorry.
you are broke then. But it is very toxic to do that, first of all. And I do think that the very first meetings or outings or dates that you have with a person, it's important that you communicate what you want. And it's quite dumb of you to aimlessly carry a girl out and buy stuff for her when you haven't established anything. I'm sorry, like you were born with a brain, use it.
So is it now not also wicked of you to collect a gift from?
No,
I'm sorry, if you offer without asking, you're very dumb.
I want to say like.
Okay, they're calling you dumb now. So I hope you're hearing.
I'm saying establish something. If you haven't, then stop buying.
So
Exactly.
please,
And
guys,
if-
before you take her out on a date, like before you even take her to that level, just let her know, sex or nothing.
I'm sorry, so is that what you're going out with her?
No, that's
Exactly.
not, I'm
Do you
not
think
saying-
with your penis
that's
then?
what some people want.
You don't want to
And
use your brain?
if you're looking for a relationship, go and get relationship advice now from maybe your parents that are together. I don't even know. This is not the place for you. But then
Like-
if you're looking for something more casual, and you actually just want to have fun, let the girl know, please.
Yeah, be direct.
Don't be direct.
Ask.
Don't walk up to the girl and
it's
say,
not- it's-
"I'm looking at you there."
No, like
Don't walk up to her and
here's
say,
the-
"I want to have sex with you."
You wouldn't obviously be. You will not be that.
You have to
crass.
talk about what you
You just
want.
be like, "Hi, like this is," or like you establish some sort of rapport, because you wouldn't just like do that with anybody that you just meet. Establish some sort of rapport and then ask like, "Oh, like, so like you notice that you people vibe," and just be like, "Okay," before you start gazing into each other's eyes.
Okay, well, my
anyhow,
question now
anyhow.
is this: Is
Now
it
be like,
easier to
yo,
lie though?
Is it easier to lie?
Yeah, it's easier to lie.
It's
to get what
wickeder
you
to
want.
lie.
It's
That's not
wicked.
English. That's English, but like.
It's
You
wicked
know, like,
to
it's
lie.
it's
And you
a
call
lot-
women wicked?
Yeah, wicked.
I'm just asking if it's easier. I didn't even say anything.
It's not easy.
I simply just asked the
It
question.
might
Is it easier to
seem
lie?
easier to lie at the beginning. At the very end, you will hate it and hate yourself for it.
I don't think the guy will hate himself for it. though,
No,
but
I like
to think
understand.
that you will, but it's all good.
guys don't understand. Like, guys just think that when they lie to babes, that it's just the babes that like walk out like scarred and stuff. You know, like you're actually conditioning yourself to become a douche. No offense.
I think I actually phrased that wrong. Is it easy to not?
Let
Is
me
it easier to not?
let me
to just
finish
not say
first.
it, like to leave everything vague.
No.
No, let me just
No.
say, like it might be easier for you, but down the line it would not be. Like my point is that when you condition yourself to be a douche, quote unquote, it now becomes hard for you to form meaningful relationships. And when you do, you now realize that the babes that you're not even moving to don't even like, they've seen you as such, and the way because you don't know how to properly express emotions and be clear in your intentions, you'd be chasing those potential people away because of how you've conditioned yourself. So why do you think some guys are players? I'm like, I'm in my 30s, I'm still trying to look for the one. These girls actually, no, the ones I like don't like me, the ones I like don't.
And they will never like you. I'm
that's
sorry.
because
What
you're
did they do to
conditioning
you now?
yourself.
Because you have done that to yourself.
You're so like be clear. Being honest with yourself and being honest with others is a good practice because it helps you in your future working, friendship, and romantic relationships.
I want to just get across one point. One thing that a lot of girls don't seem to understand is that when it comes to relationships, women have all the power. Women dictate the relationship they have with men. Like,
Do they now?
let me explain, because I can see why you would not understand that. Women dictate the relationship they have with men, and I say this because of this. If I can assure you that, let's say, if you have 10 male friends, I can guarantee you that 9 out of those 10 male friends, if you offer to have casual sex, they would jump into that offer and say yes. They are only your platonic friends right now because you don't want to have sex with them.
I'm sorry, I
You
don't have
don't want
pragmatic friends like that, but
That's what you think. And that's what a lot of girls think. It's a very
So are you trying to say that men think with their penis then?
No, I'm not trying to say men think it.
If they offered sex, then they would accept it. You're basically saying that for this purpose,
let me
they don't
just
think
tell
with
you
their
what I'm trying to
brain.
tell you.
I'm sorry,
Let me tell you
but-
what I'm trying to tell you. Don't tell me what I'm trying to tell you. Let me tell you what I'm trying to tell you is this: is that most times if a man walks up to you, there's never a time
So there's never a
let me
pure intention.
rephrase.
Okay.
There's never I don't know a situation where a man walks up to a girl because he wants to be their friend. And if you think
So what do they
apart
want?
from, let's say you're in a working environment, obviously, or like let's say you're in like you're at work and like he wants to be your work friend first. But then you're out, you're in public, or you're just around, and this guy sees you and walks up to he's not talking to you because he just said, "Oh, I want to go be my best friend." He walks up to you because he knows what he wants.
What is that? And what is that?
In his bed.
And that's because that's all he can think about.
That's not what he can, because most of the time, most men have friends.
You
Most male, female friends.
You do
they've
realize
already
that many men have let sex cloud their judgment, and that's all they can think about. And that's terrible.
sex
For a
is not
man
a
who is
one-way
talking
thing,
about
though.
women
Is
being
it
wicked,
so- is
you
it-
guys clearly don't think.
It's like I understand it being a
You don't
two-way
understand the
thing,
power
but, like,
women have.
No,
in
I'm
choosing
sorry,
sexual
but you
partners,
guys
that's
don't
why.
have any sense. That's why they have the power.
Because okay, and
if
now
you did have sense to think for
I'll
yourself,
drop this bomb on you
then-
right now.
Okay, drop the bomb. We're ready.
When it comes to relationships and sexual relationships, women are born with their worth. Men create their worth.
I don't get
You are,
that.
you are born pretty. That's why you have all the value.
So
you
all
have.
men are ugly.
Not
So
all men are
wait,
ugly.
you're, oh my God,
Men have to- men-
Wait, I have
men
a
have-
question.
men have to
you just
create-
shrunk
men-
women's value to our like
To
physical,
our physical
appearance.
That
appearance.
is,
Yeah.
please
Like,
don't put
is
words.
that-
Don't
Now
put,
you
I
wonder
beg
why
you,
women
I
say
beg
that
you
men
not
are
to put words in my
certified.
mouth. I beg you not to put words in my mouth.
Okay,
That
rephrase.
is, I'm not. I don't have to rephrase because what I said was you are born. Because if you want to come out here and on this podcast now and say that beauty doesn't play a big factor.
We're not saying that, but
Then
that's
what-
not
But
that's
no,
not all
no,
a woman is reduced to.
No,
That is
what you said
that
was
is-
that.
but that's basically
you are
what you're
born
trying to
pretty, so
say.
that's why you have
What
the
can a
value
guy-
you have. That's what
can
you
a guy see
said.
your personality?
But
Can
then
I
he
see
will
your-
talk
can I
to
see your
you.
personality?
He will
But
talk
that's what
to
I'm saying.
you.
If I'm walking up to you, if I am walking up to you,
Mm-hmm.
it's because of you are beautiful. That is why I chose to. Oh, this girl is beautiful. I want to shoot
I've
my.
moved to men before, and I moved to them because they are fine. It's
Ooh,
normal now. Like, and it's normal. But
I love
the thing
it.
is,
I
like,
love it.
men
I love
too
it. I
have
love
You
it.
see
I
my
love it.
problem
I love
now.
it.
You see
Go,
my problem
girl.
now. You're saying it is not normal for a woman to move to a man.
I've moved to men.
Wait,
but I have
who
moved to
created
men.
the
You
normal?
have, and maybe you are the
Who
exception.
created the normal?
Eh?
Who created the
Ah,
normal?
stop all this patriarchal talk,
No,
man. I don't like all
I'm
this
sorry.
patriarchal.
Who created the normal?
Okay.
And I'm sorry to correct you.
That's the
To
biggest
correct you, it's
cop out
not
in the history
patriarchal
of
from my
cop outs.
end.
That's the biggest cop out. Anytime something doesn't go according to a way, or anytime something is
No,
different,
I'm sorry.
you
Who
say
created the
men
standards?
are the ones that created it.
No, who
That's
did?
a cop out.
It is
a
So who
cop
set
out.
the standard? Who did set the standard?
There's a form of sexism that propagates that women are the fairer sex, so they should be gentle. I should approach you. You shouldn't approach
No,
me.
yeah, who
there is
let
like
that standard
that.
be?
It is part of like is
But
also.
my question is it's still happening now?
Oh, no, 100%.
I've literally seen women say that she will look left and look right, and she will lock eyes, and if the guy doesn't take that as a signal, that's GG, like that's the end of it. And I'm like, why don't you just
trash.
walk up to him?
That's
You can-
trash.
But I don't know. I don't like the fact that we don't want to sit down here and agree that is how a majority.
We're not saying it's not.
A majority of.
We're not
but I'm
saying
telling
it's
Demilade
not.
right now that she's the exception.
No, but
to
there are
the
many
rule.
exceptions. That's the thing. Like,
They cannot-
there is
I
no
also
normal.
know
There is no
I
sex
also
standard.
know women, and I've even seen women directly move to men as per high.
Yes.
I've seen it happen, and like I'm not like you are saying I'm an exception, but in the sort of world that we are, the sort of like culture that we
Society.
built for ourselves, like
Yeah.
the generation we are, Gen Z. We are moving from that sort of mindset that women should be approached and hi there, give me it's not like that. Women too anybody can move to anybody. Yeah.
Maybe we really do live in different worlds, because what me I've seen, I hardly
It's not-
ever.
it's not- it's not
when you
strange
go
what
out,
you have seen,
Even
though.
when you go out, I hardly ever see women shitting their shit. I'm just saying, like,
Maybe
even
because you
And
just
also,
haven't
I just-
liked you, maybe.
Just return it back.
To be honest, I set myself up for that. I'm
Maybe,
fierce.
like,
That was fierce.
Yeah.
I really set myself up for that.
I
But
would like to return back to that your point of men walking up to men for friendship. While it is rare, it has happened, and for me, where I've had friendships with guys that have moved to me for friendship only, just as per vibes and whatnot, they tend to be older than me, or like older, and like they're just
No,
moving.
those
like,
niggas playing the long
it's
game,
not
bro.
like-
How that? Those
It's not-
niggas playing the long game.
I kid you not. Like, okay, when they now have like relationship things, so they're trying to like, oh, it's me they come to now meet about those sort of things. And this was someone that moved, like, came to me first and, hey, what's up? I was single then, so it's not like anything was preventing them from shooting their shot. So
Okay, yeah, I understand.
Men can do that.
I understand. And I
But
didn't
it's
say
a
men
shame.
can. Me, I have female friends.
and so are you saying that if they come to you, you would have something with them?
I set myself
Use
up
your
again.
words, please. Use
I
your
set
words.
myself up again. But yeah, I have female friends that have put me in that.
And
friend
so
zone.
if they
And I've
offered-
accepted-
He moved for something else. You did not move for friendship.
Yes, and that's what I'm telling you. Because me, to be honest,
And so does that mean you're settling?
doesn't mean I'm what?
You're
You're
settling.
settling.
I'm not settling. I just
You
don't
were
see the-
clearly, because if you
Eh?
move for something else and you didn't get it, you're settling, my guy.
If
you?
I step to you based on the fact that you're pretty, and then you tell me, oh no, I don't want to do this with you, but then you have a good mind, why shouldn't I capitalize on the fact that your mind is actually?
That's
you
what I'm
have
saying.
a
So
good-
why didn't you move to her with a clear intention
My clear intention was
to have her in your bed?
I'm not, okay, let me rephrase. I'm not talking about myself. This is not me.
I
This is
see.
not me. But the person's clear intention was to get you somewhere that you were not.
In the bed.
Maybe. Was to get you to that place.
Of where?
I have a
those
quote
intent-
for
let
you,
me- let
Somto,
me-
after.
before you drop this feminist quote. be- now that you've told me, oh no, I want to just be friends. And like, okay, first, what do you even have to offer me as a friend? Because all my male friends, all the problems I bring to my male friends, they can probably give me better advice. Because of they are better suited to my situation. They understand exactly.
So
what
then
I'm
why
going
do you
through.
have your female friends?
That's right. Let me land.
So what are you trying to say?
My female
You are
female
more useful
friends-
to them than they are to you.
Technically, but
I do hope they hear this and listen to this podcast.
Oh, wow. Very, very interesting.
Okay.
That's
See.
nice to know.
see, I would like to hear your quote.
My quote,
I would like
yeah.
to see. I would like to see how, if it's actually a sensible quote. Let's see how.
Let me, like, the quote is.
This is your
this.
chance.
I think I even posted it on my Snapchat.
I don't
You've not
watch
seen
your
it on my
Snap.
story.
I don't watch your snap.
Jesus.
It's calm. No, while I don't watch yours either. So it says,
I'm joking. Actually,
it's
watch your
not
snap.
every person of the, if you're heterosexual, which I'm assuming that you are, it's not every.
Are you?
Yes, I am.
So they're like, it's not every person of the opposite sex you walk up to that you that you vibe with, that you should have sex with. Some people you're meant to open start a business together, do a project
Yeah,
together,
definitely.
establish things together, but now sex has just scattered
Clouded
everything.
your judgment.
Like
I
Daria
think-
and Demi's podcast here, we're good friends. Like we're good friends.
Way to go,
If we
girl.
move to each other on basis of nonsense, where would our podcast be now? Where would our friendship be now? So
Dari, you're a real good man. I agree. I believe you guys are good friends. I agree. I can't say the same for Charis and Demilade friends though. But I don't know if she even has. But let's move on. So what I'm going to say is this. I'm going to wrap it up now. What I'm going to say is this. You are right. Not every person. It's not every girl you see you should want to have sex with. But it's not every girl you see you should want to.
no, see, vibe with.
It's not every
so,
girl you vibe with you should want to. Yes,
Yeah.
and I agree. There's some
Most
girls.
of everybody's pants.
There's some
please.
girls. There's some girls that I've spoken to that I'm like, yes, you're attractive, I know, but I just like the vibes, and it's just, and that's just what it is. But the difference is that the difference there is this. That's in situations where I did not initiate, like we just happened to start talking, and I'm like, I did not. But if I see you and I'm like, oh, I already know what I wanted initially. That's what I would go for initially. Then whatever happens from there happens. So that's the difference that I want you guys to understand. That men are men are capable of having female friends. But then the difference is that a man will not walk up to you most men, let me rephrase,
With
will
a
not walk
clear
up to you
intention.
not with a clear intention.
With a clear
He will not walk up to you
intention.
with the intentions of being friends. He wants to be more than
then
that.
you need to actually change your
You need
mindset.
to really
and like-
redefine your mindset.
If
Yeah.
you can find male friends, and you're a testament to that. We have our brother-in-law Dari here, being a very beautiful, good male best friend. You know, it's like it's possible. But then that's just what I'm trying to say. Like, you can get male friends, but then the situation, if a guy walks up to you, is more 9 out of 10 times he's not trying to be your friend. He's trying to be the man in the sheets. So thank you very much, OTB family. I feel like we have a lot. We talked about a lot of very very good topics.
We'll reconvene afterwards.
We'll reconvene
I have
after,
something
actually.
to say to you personally. Don't
I would,
worry.
you guys, they're threatening me here, guys. Please save me. Well, yeah, I feel like, this is a lot to talk about. This toxic femininity is a big pandemic. Some might even say bigger than COVID.
Wow.
I'm just joking, man. Sorry to everybody that got COVID. But like, let's move on. Like, we thank you guys for listening to us. Like, really love you guys. OTB family out. Grrr. Brr, brr, brr.
On my grind for the paper, set shit down for the danger. Just switch sides, just for tonight. On my wildest behavior, I just want a good time, no questions. Just wanna roll.